Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So the stitch count for this is 6 and then you'll add an extra 3 at the end. Now I'm going to do a slip knot. Now if you can't do a slip knot, just tie your yarn on your hook. Just tie it on. You can use any yarn for this. Just use the hook size it tells you on the label. You make as many sets of 6 as you want for the length of your blanket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done my chain. Now I'm going to add an extra 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to start building the fans. You're going to skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now into the 6th stitch you're going to build a fan. Now the fan is made up of 5 UK treble crochets with a chain in between each stitch. And if you're in the USA, it's double crochets for you. It's the same stitch, it's just different terms. So put your yarn over and go into the 6th stitch. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into number 6. Do your first treble crochet. That's 1. Chain 1 and do another one into the same stitch. That's 2. Chain 1, another one. That's 3. Now chain 1, another one. That's 4. Chain 1 and one more makes 5. So you've got this little fan here. You're going to skip 5 and build another fan. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And into the 6th stitch you're going to build that fan again. So 1 treble crochet, chain 1 into the same stitch, another one, chain 1, that's 2, this one's 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1 and 5. Skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So into stitch 6 build that fan again. Pull through. So that's 1, chain 1 into the same stitch. That's 2, chain 1, same stitch, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1 and 5, all into the same stitch. And this is what you've got. Now you'll do that all the way along to your last 3 stitches. So this is my chain of fans with the chain 1 in between. Now I've got 3 stitches left. Into the last stitch I'm going to do a UK treble crochet. So into the last stitch and do your treble crochet. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to work into the chain spaces here. So you've got your fan and you've got your 5 stitches round with your chains in between. So you're going to double crochet, that's a USA single crochet, into the first space, into the first chain space. So you're going to miss that very first stitch and miss that one, and go in there and do a double crochet. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go into the next chain space with a double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, you're missing that post and going in there, double crochet, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're going right around the fan, so into that last chain space of that fan, do your double crochet. Now you're going over to the next fan, so skip the next 2 stitches and in to the first chain space of the next fan, do a double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the chain space, double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So go into the chain space again around that fan, around the top of it, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that last chain space there. Now move straight over to the next fan and do the same. So into the chain space of the next fan, double crochet. So there's no chains between the fans, just inside these spaces. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space, double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain space, all the way around your fans, 1, 2, 3, and then into the chain space. So you should have 3 loops of stitches around the top of your fan, like this. This is the right side, and it gives it these lovely little picot stitches around the top there. So you'll skip this space here, you're going into the next fan, there's your next fan, so you're going in to the first chain space and double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space, double crochet, 1, 2, 3. So I've got one little fan left, so I'm going into the chain space of the fan, the first chain space of the fan, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space, do your double crochet, and if you're in the USA these are single crochets for you. 1, 2, 3, into the chain space, 1, 2, 3, it's my last one, into the chain space, and you're going to do a double crochet into the third chain on the end, 1, 2 and 3, do a double crochet, and if you're in the USA that's a single crochet for you. Get it into the stitch, there we go. And this is the back of the blanket, and this is the front. So you've got 3 little chains over the top of your fan. So this chain row and this next fan row are the 2 rows that you'll keep repeating. So once you've done all these little chains around your fan, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then into the middle one you've got your first chain here, your second chain here, and your third chain here. Now into this middle one that is the top of the fan, you're going to build this fan again. So that's 5 treble crochets with a chain 1 in between. So skip the first chain space here and go into the middle chain space, and you're going to build your fan. So that's 1 treble crochet, 1 chain, that's 1, into the same chain space, treble crochet, chain 1, that's 2. So treble crochet, that's 3, chain 1. Oops, remember your chain 1. So your third treble crochet into the same space, chain 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, that's 4, chain 1 and treble crochet, that's 5. So you've built another fan in the top. Now you're going to skip that chain and skip that chain. So skip 2 chains and go into the middle one of that set, into the middle chain. So skip 2 chains and build a fan. 1 treble crochet, 1 chain, a treble crochet, that's 2, chain 1, treble crochet, that's 3, chain 1, treble crochet, that's 4, chain 1 and treble crochet, that she got 5. Skip that chain and skip that chain. So skip 2 chains and into the middle. So you're going into the middle one. You've got a chain and a chain above your fan. You're going into the middle one. So skip that chain and into this one. Build your fan. 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1 into the same stitch, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1 and 5, all the way along. Skip 2 chains and into the top of this one, build your fan. Chain 1. So I'm on my last fan that's here. So I'm going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and into that top one, I'm going to build my fan. So that's 1 treble crochet, chain 1, my second treble crochet, chain 1, number 3, chain 1, number 4, chain 1 and the 5th one. So you'll skip this last chain and into this double crochet you're going to put a treble crochet into there, chain 1 and turn. Now you're going to repeat that chain row again. So into the first chain space of the fan, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the chain space of the fan, we're going into the chain spaces and do a double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3 and into the next chain space, chain 1, 2, 3 and into the next chain space. So that's you got 3 little chains around the top of your fan. So that's your fan and you're going to build your chain spaces. So go across to the next fan and in to the chain space of the fan, skip this middle part here, skip this big V part. So into that chain space, do a UK double crochet. And if you're in the USA, that's a single crochet for you. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So into the next chain space, so that's your first chain, chain 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space, that's your second chain, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain space. And that's your third chain around that fan. And this is what it looks like. These are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. This little chain row and that fan row. Over to the next one and go all along here. 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space. 1, 2. So I'm on my last fan. I'm going to do my 3 chain and into the double crochet, into the chain space, sorry. Then 1, 2, 3, into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, and into that last chain space. And then you're going to double crochet into the top of that chain of 3. Just double crochet there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. And we're going to do the fans again. So you're doing the fan into the third chain. So you'll skip that chain and go build a fan into that one. Skip these 2 chains and build a fan into that one. So there's your fan, and you're going into that middle chain space and build your next fan. Skip, skip, and build your fan in that one. Skip, skip, and build your fan in that one there. So skip that chain, and into the top of that one. What you'll do now is you'll build your fan. Don't worry that your blanket's looking like that. It'll straighten up when you put the new fans in, and you're going into the top of each of these fans. So you've got 3 chain spaces and you're going in to the top one. So you've got 3 chain spaces again into the top one. You'll build the fan. So I've done my chain of 3 and turn my work. So I'm going to skip the first chain, skip that first chain, and into the middle one you're going to build the fan. So that's 1 treble crochet, chain 1, 1 more into the same space, that's 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, and 5. Skip 2 sets of the chains and into the top of this fan. So skip that chain and skip that chain, and in there you'll work that fan. 1, chain 1, that's 2 treble crochets, chain 1, 3, chain 1, get some more yarn, 4, chain 1, and 5. Skip 2 chains and go into the next one. Build your fan in there. So I'll work along to the end and I'll show you one more time that little 3 chain row, and they're the 2 rows that you'll keep repeating. This little chain row and then the fan, and you'll finish your blanket on the chain row with your fans like that. So I've got my row of my fan with my chain in the middles of them. Now into the top of this chain of 3 I'm going to do a treble crochet. To chain 1 and turn. Now right into that very first stitch I'm going to do a double crochet. So into the very first fan, the chain space of the fan, do a double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into the next chain space, do a double crochet, 1, 2, 3 chains, and into the next chain space of that fan, chain 1, 2, 3, and into the last chain space, and do your fan, do your double crochet. So you've got your 3 little chains. You're going to skip this middle section here, skip these, and go into that first chain space and do a double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the chain space. So we've got 1, 2, I've got one more, 1, 2, 3, and then into that last chain space of that fan, and you're going to do that all the way along and into there. You'll do that all the way along. When you get to the end, you'll do a double crochet into the top of that chain. You'll chain 3 and turn and start your fans again. You'll start your fan. So that's the 2 rows you'll keep repeating, the fan row and this little chain row. That's the 2 rows. It's really quick to do this. I'll get my sample back. So this is the one that I'm working on, and this is what it looks like when you've done some more rows. Remember, you're just doing the fan with the chain in between. That's 5 treble crochets. Then you'll do the little loop chains across the top of them. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Go straight over to the next one and do a double crochet. Then do your 3 sets of chain. Straight over to the next one and do your 3 sets of chains. So you can use any yarn for this. Just use the hook size it tells you on your label, and just rewind the video, repeat the fan row in the top of the chain there, and then do your chain row, then a fan row, a chain row. It is really quick. Once you get the hang of this, it is really quick, and it is so pretty as well. Beautiful. So give this a try. So thank you very much to everyone who's been going onto my coffee page and donating the price of a cup of coffee. And if you want to support the channel, you can click on that join button and follow the instructions there if you want to support the channel through YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So just click on the subscribe button. It's completely free to subscribe to any YouTube channel. And I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.